Hi, this is Niranjan Demanna. I'm part of venture investments vertical within the bank. A lot of people mistook me in the past, and that's why I wanted to very sure about people know that I'm not part of a CSR team. Uh, but just wanted to ask one question: how many of you have received grants from HDFC Bank? Maybe you should not talk to them. They definitely will misguide, because we change the process almost every year now. We are evolving like the incubation ecosystem, the way it is evolving. I will take a step back and introduce bank and the work that we do. Uh, I don't need to introduce HDFC Bank as a bank. In startup ecosystem, bank integrates or maybe works with different stakeholders at different levels. Of course, CSR Parivartan Startup Grants has been one of the longest running initiative in the country, maybe 8 years by a private bank, I may say. It's 9th year that we are sort of running this initiative this year. Around 135 incubators we have supported so far across India, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities included. Around 500 startups benefited out of this initiative. Around 8 thematic areas largely we cover: climate, agriculture, skill development, livelihoods, gender diversity, inclusion, includes the person with disabilities, the solutions for the differently abled people, affordable healthcare, and some allied sectors like waste management and all. All these companies, and there is insight in that video. Maybe some point in time later you might see that video, but these 500 companies are actually doing well and sourced from all of these 135 incubators in the past. There is a failure rate of around 10%, I may say. Top 20% portfolio companies are, anywhere doing revenues in anywhere between like 600 crores to 800 sort. They have raised 900 crores of funding. That's sort of an insight that we found out of the portfolio from very recent research. There are a lot of insights on how and how we want to engage with the incubators and the do's and don'ts. Maybe some later point in time we can have little longer session on that or sort. But to be very honest, last 3 years I will give you some insights on the number of incubators and the initiatives that we have run. So 3 years back we started with 30 incubators, then we funded around 43 in a year. Then we scaled down to 20, and this year we are just working with 10 of the incubators which were already in pipeline sort. So we are not launching this program anymore. The reason being, the way the ecosystem is evolved, I think we all need to figure out the model which would align with the overall expectations of how world want to see us as India, and maybe as the evolved ecosystem in India, the incubation ecosystem and all. We have been facing a lot of issues while running these large scale initiatives, oversight of these programs largely. And of course, the major issues from our side, when we give only 3 or 4 months of time to run these initiatives, not fair from our side as well. But there are some technical challenges in which bank will resolve at the end of the day. But then I think by resolving those compliance or maybe structural issues in incubators, I think we will be able to scale this initiative at the bank. I mean, a lot of things in all of these things, but I think next year would be very interesting for us. It's 10th year that we are entering into. We are looking to source these proposals from now only. I think you can connect us very easily. I think everyone has our contact details to reach out. But just one suggestion on how you can sort of create these proposals, or maybe reach out to us as a bank or a corporate for any other corporate, is maybe the running and normal accelerator for a particular sector is something that we have stopped funding. I think we need to go in depth of the initiatives. For example, a waste management, an example that I always give, wherein one of the incubators have run a very in-depth initiative. They are now creating a platform to fund the, I'll just wait for a minute and then, yeah. So the initiative is largely like, ending with creating a platform and bringing all stakeholders together in West management. So we are supporting this initiative from last 2-3 years. And, now there is a point wherein they will be raising funds from, beyond HDFC Bank. We are still part of that initiative where we fund these West management companies. But the incubator was able to create a structure wherein they are able to source additional funding. The startups are able to source additional funding from government, as well as private players. The whole ecosystem is brought together in one platform, and we will see some outcomes this year out of that. And that initiative, when we funded, was very small. The grant amounts from the bank was very small, but we believe that it will lead to like maybe $8-10 million outlay in like a year's time, which is a big thing in India for West management sector altogether. So running such initiatives in depth, work and maybe spread across a year would something that we would like to work on. There are more insights on what works, what not, documentation and all those things could be figured out, can be solved. But mostly we don't see such proposals, many of such proposals. Very few of the incubators are able to come back with such, opportunities. With this, I would like to thank ISBA. It's not just this year, but we have been trying it from so many years to come down here and sponsor this initiative, and maybe help more in incubators across India. And maybe ISBA team will come back to you on the remaining programs that will be hosted. Not just this year, we are looking to support this initiative throughout next couple of years to see how we can scale, how we can nurture more incubators as such. Thanks. Thank you very much. Yeah.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.